Yes. Thank you, Amy and Ollie, for coming round to Nancy's Nest. I should be a chat show host. So we'll go. We've got half an hour, so let's be as precise as possible. He says, you've been very busy since the closure of the Joiners in 2014? 15.
Yeah.
If you could sum it up in 3 feelings, what would they be? Your experience since then.
Should we do one each?
Go on then, yeah.
Or 3 each is fine.
Like one.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
I don't want to start with this one, but exhausting.
Yeah.
I'll say hope.
Yeah.
Yeah, like exciting, because I only have to say one word. No.
Yeah. Just a feeling. Yeah.
Like exciting as well. Yeah.
Trying to think of a better, like that's not a feeling actually. I was going to say. I was just going to say a different word. Yeah, I guess tiring. I know you said it's also a bit like tiring.
Yeah.
Is that good tired or bad tired?
Depends.
Or good exhausted or bad exhausted?
I think it depends.
Yeah.
Yeah, maybe like sometimes good, sometimes bad.
Yeah.
I mean,
Depends on what's going on,
I guess I'm gonna say the cliche, but like it wouldn't. And my other thing would be like saying like incredibly creative. Like it's felt creative, and I think that's also where the exhaustion comes from.
Oh,
because in a good way and in a bad way.
Yeah.
That it wasn't like it required a lot of like mental, emotional labor to navigate this space, but that was also because we were trying to be creative, which is probably like the best thing that happened, and like one of the reasons why we've come so far. I don't know.
Amazing. Thank you. Any other words? 1 or 2 other feelings?
I guess like a lot of love.
Yeah.
From it, like I think, because I used to joke at the beginning there was like a self-help group for the Joiners closing, whereas I think it's now turned into something that like keeps me quite sane. Because it's like it's really like we've been doing it for so long. It's really focused. It's really focused on creating something and like feeling positive.
Yeah.
So yeah, and it's really good to channel energy into that and not think about all of the negative stuff that's happening everywhere else. Even though it comes from a negative, but like and obviously all the people involved have just like become such good close friends that I like. Do you know what I mean? Yeah.
I think for me it's also it's all about love, but as well as for me it's also a bit of mad love in the sense of like, so because whenever I'm feeling a bit lost, I think, oh, my purpose on the planet is, because it's a long struggle, as we know, and it's about continuity, and it's like, oh, I am here on the planet still. We get behind that fucking bar and reopen the place. And so whenever I'm like doing the dishes, whatever, I'm like, I'm doing this for the Joiners, because when the Joiners reopens, I'll need to do the dishes.
I love how you're ambitious you are. Like,
I'm training.
I could be a KP at the Joiners.
Everything is training. Like, or when we have a party here, when I'm cleaning up, I'm like, oh, we've just got to get into a process of having loads of parties and then getting back on it. It's all training. And then I look at Shirley in the Queen Vic, who has loads of parties, then cleans up the next day. It's like, that's just what you've got to do. So everything in the vortex of the Joiners, cleaning up the ashtrays, whatever, it's all about the Joiners.
Yeah.
That's great.
But it obviously will be people being paid to do. So like, there'll be people like, we're not being like, Dan, get
Especially
me
when they're big
dishes.
trained. Especially when they've got that level of training that you're building up, they'll be paid.
Exactly. I know this is a boring question, you've been asked it loads. The next one is, what's your favourite Joiners /FOTJA memory?
Oh gosh. I mean, favorite, like I mean, I don't know. I think one of my favorite memories of the campaign was Dan with his earring, with his red earring at like 9 p.m. in the town hall with the property developers and the councillors, everyone fucking going on, be like, I don't think you should, say with it, I don't think you should be allowed, anyone should be allowed in the building, or like, until you kind of give us our demands, and like, kind of, I don't know, they had some power to that in the sense of like, that we had a seat at the table, but also were like, kind of fucking with them.
Was that in the meeting or in the town hall?
In the town hall, it was a kind of a round table, but it just felt like a moment of queerness in the sense of like, how absurd is this situation where this guy who's like a self-made, like, fucking cocky bastard is having to sit on a Monday night with us at 9 p.m. in a room and like actually have to listen to us. Yeah. Whether but like he has to be there, and just Dan kind of being super queer in camp. I don't know. I think that was a memory of like how far we've come and like what we've achieved. Even the actual process of challenging the closure and like struggling to reopen the place and what that looks like. I think there's like value in like the very process of that rather than the outcome of whatever might happen or whatever. Yeah. So that.
Yeah.
I don't know. It's always hard to think of like a favourite memory from the joiners when it was open, because I guess like especially now, 'cause it's been like a long time, but like just kind of all seem to kind of the general feeling is like blurred into one thing. Although I guess like I guess something that does stand out is when me and Dan first properly met David Pollard, and then and it was like a midweek night, and then we ended up staying. The bar closed, we stayed afterwards, and we were just chatting with him and drinking and just like talking, and then he taught us the song, you know, as soon as this pub closes, the revolution starts. Yeah, so I guess that was good. But yeah, I think generally about the joiners, it just kind of blurs into one.
It's been a long time now.
One big night.
Yeah, and then I'm not sure about the campaign. Like sometimes I just get like moments on my own where I just kind of am suddenly like blown away with like what's actually happening. And especially now, I think I've got like such confidence in whether it's going to be there, like, and hopefully we'll be in that space. But if not, it's going to be somewhere. I think I've got to that point now where it's just like it's happening. It's gonna happen. Like, and like how amazing that's going to feel.
Tell us a bit about David.
Well, I guess I only met him. Well, that would have been about like, I don't know, maybe 2013. So I guess I only knew him for like the last like 5 years of his life, maybe at most. But it's always like so amazing to hear stories of like when he's younger and stuff. And I think it's just him. Do you know what I mean? It's just like he just doesn't seem to have changed. Yeah. Or he didn't change like throughout his life, and that's like just kind of like rowdy, just like and even if he wasn't in. Like his health didn't allow him to be rowdy anymore. He was just enabling others to be like rowdy in his spaces, and it's just brilliant. Kind of, I don't know, like creating liberation for others. Yes.
I can't remember the exact details, but my favorite thing was when his like not his niece, his nephew or something was like telling him telling the story of when him filling this form in like a care home or something, and like the responses, I think he was literally reading out the form, and I remember it was like so ridiculous, taking the piss and just being like a rowdy, like kind of I think that kind of encapsulated like what I'd never properly met him, but like what I felt like he was all about.
And at his funeral as well, his nephew was saying, David's the only person I know who can like fall asleep on a bar in the middle of a story and then just wake up 5 minutes later and just carry on telling the story.
So I guess it's like where is your tell us a bit about the journey of your queer power, because it's, you know, everything that you've done, we've all done within the campaign, there's been some real moments where it's like, is this real? Is this happening? And what have you learnt? What have you learnt about your queer spirit, your queer power, in the journey? There's no right or wrong answer.
What have you learned?
About your queer spirit. Your spirit.
I guess, like, I'm not sure if this is my queer spirit, but just, I guess, how much I'm like, how important spaces are for us, and